Hi guys, Forest Fan TV, Forest Ant here. I'm here with Lee Judges of AFTV. We're going to have a few words with him about what happened today. How do you feel about that game then, Lee?
Yeah, relieved. I think we was in control for most of the game, and then you made your changes. It caused us a few problems at the end, and when it went 2-1, from being quite comfortable, couldn't wait for the whistle to finish, a bit strange what Forest tactics were today. I felt that they tried to subdue us, but when you made those changes, those attacking options, it looked very, very dangerous. So listen, just relieved to come away and get,
Well, it makes a change, doesn't it, for you to come here and get the 3 points.
But it does. We've had it tough here the last few games, and that was very important that we got the result today. We knew it was going to be tough. I said before it was going to be tough, and it was. And listen, I didn't think your fans were as up for it as much as what they were last year.
It was a
different game, a different sort of set of a game. I think because you knew that you was going to play that way today, but. Once it went 2-1, the old volume went up again, and I've got to say, I say it every time. That first 5 minutes before you get into the game, the atmosphere here is second to none. I've got to say that, second to none.
Yeah. I mean, from a Forest perspective, I was, to be honest with you, although you had all that possession and everything, particularly in the first half, I actually felt quite comfortable.
Yeah.
For me, I said to the guys around me, I've watched a lot of Arsenal this year. For me, that was a typical Arsenal performance. Yeah. Loads of possession, pushing forward, but no thrust up front.
Yeah, dare I say it? I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I was quite bored in the first half. It weren't the greatest of games, I mean, you weren't really going for it, and we was just. It was like I'm saying, what am I? I'm watching a training session here, I'm like watching I'm sort of like watching a training session.
You know what you're getting like? You're getting like Man City. Man City have all that control, pass it about, but it can be a bit boring sometimes.
Yes, it can, and you want to have a little bit of action, and I think. Do you know where I think the game's bowled up for me was when I think Saka faked that injury, and it sort of railed you lot, and and then the game opened up slightly, and in the end, listen, I think that the last 10 minutes it opened up. It could have,
Well, Tyler coming on, and we've been without Tyler for a couple of months. He makes a big difference to our attack, makes us more potent, and it even caused Gabriel and Saliba problems.
He did, because he's got that power, but he's also got that pace. So I'm not being horrible to Chris Wood. You can push right up on Chris Wood, and then if you can get him with a physical battle, he's not going to run you behind.
Exactly.
But in the second half, you had that option. I know, he was probably a little bit more safe with that, not the 0-0. But I felt that in the second half,
Chris Wood's a superb defender. Honestly, he's really good at getting the ball in defence.
Yes.
But when you're playing a low block, or counter-attacking, however you want to describe it, you need pace. And Chris Wood's not got pace.
And he hasn't got that. And then second half, so even though it was 2-0, you looked at, there was more of a threat. You didn't have that threat in the first half. I'm sitting here and going, well, they ain't really looked like scoring. Second half, you had the pace with the threat, and then with the 2 wide players coming on as well that have got pace. I
mean, that's it from us. I mean, I'm talking from a Forest perspective now, but for us, we've got 7 players at AFCON.
Yes.
Okay. So we had injuries to Taiwo and Ilanga and these people. So that is literally not even half our team out there.
No.
So we can only play one way. We couldn't play the way we want to play because of the injuries we've got. That and the guys missing. So that's a positive for us, is that we've got players coming back. And let's be honest, we're not meant to beat Arsenal.
No,
what I mean?
No. That's true. But I tell you, and you're right. The one player I do love at this football club, I love him at Arsenal, is Gibbs White. I think he is an absolute baller.
It's a live wire, isn't it?
A live wire. It's not only that he can play. His work rate, his endeavour, he's got that little bit of nastiness as well that I like in a footballer. I think he's a terrific player, and if you can keep him firing, and you've now got these players back. Listen, City would be safe if there's nothing happens with the points deduction and all that. You've got enough points on the board. I think you'd be all right. But
we're kind of relying on 6-point deduction. I think if we can get a 6-point reduction, most Forest fans will tell you, we can get that back. Although we won 4-0 tonight.
Do you know what? They're the one team that you have to give them a little bit of admiration for, because they're going for it, So you realistically turn around. I think say Sheffield United, probably they're gone.
Burnley, I would say.
Burnley probably.
Everton look they're in trouble.
Everton, are in a little bit of danger. They need to get some points on the board. And you would have said Luton, and all of a sudden now that they're flying up. But I still think at the end of the day, if I was a Forest fan, I'd be rather looking up than looking down.
We honestly believe that we have the quality of player to come back that will give give us that push that we need to get enough points clear, including any deduction that we might get. We honestly believe we've got enough, you know.
Yeah, I think that I think that you have, and I think that they'll be all right. Like, listen, home form you're gonna have to rely on again, like you do, like. And then at the end of the day, you've got a manager. I don't agree with that, by the way. What? Getting rid of the manager. I thought that he was a little bit harsh to do that. Like,
we do.
So
you didn't have to watch it every week.
No. So I'm like you're watching.
I understand why other people look at it and say, well, he kept me up, and he did under very difficult circumstances, but the football was not sustainable.
So like, you get, when you play the teams like the Arsenals and Man Cities and teams like that, you're going to have to play that way.
Yeah, of course.
And then, but when you play like the teams in and around you, I think you can open up a little bit, and that's where you've got the players.
Exactly.
You've got the quality players. Better than what's around you.
I think so.
But
what about Arsenal?
Well, listen. Today we've set ourselves up for Sunday. Sunday is a must win. This was a must win. Now it goes on to Sunday, like, and if we win on Sunday, that doesn't mean to say that we're back in the title race, but we've got to. If we lose or draw that, we're out of it. So listen, I think today we showed a little bit of resilience towards the end. I don't think that we're quite as good as well. I look at that front four today, and they're not quite far in. I know that they got a couple of goals. I don't even know if Turner's one was an own goal in the end. I don't know, but we opened them up a few times. We opened you up a few times. Jesus hit the bar, but it's not quite right at this moment.
It's been like that all season.
Yeah,
really.
It's interesting when you see neutrals today. I've spoken to a few Forest fans, and they've said even though we didn't win it last season, we was a little bit more on the eye, which is what you said today. And do you know what? I think. How can I say it without being all? I think there's a few Forest fans I spoke to earlier on fancied you was going to win today.
I think that's more to do with our record than anything else.
Yeah, maybe, but I also think that Arsenal are not as quite right.
Well, look at your last game against Fulham away. I mean,
yes. You know what I mean, like exactly that, and that's there's a little performance like that in there. So from our point of view, I get what you're saying. I think from that today, we've got the result. That was listen. You've got to win the game. 2, there's pressure to win the game. And 3, Forest are going to make it as difficult as they can.
And you predicted 2-1.
And I said 2-0.
I didn't say 2-0.
And it should have been at the end, poor defending. But at the end of it, you look at it and you say, look.
You obviously didn't realise Taiwo was coming on. That's why.
I didn't know that. I didn't realise that. I didn't know he was fit.
Well, thanks a lot then, Lee.
No worries. Good luck for the season, right? Yeah.
Do us a favour, beat those Scousers at the weekend.
No, we will do.